Do I have extra copies of the agenda if anybody?
Left one, my notebook got left behind. And
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Okay. Okay, so first off, we have a quorum, so in the room. Okay, today is August 26th, it's 6 o'clock. In the room, Joellen Courtney, Vice Chair, convening this meeting. Other people, just go around the room and say your name.
Jerry Roberts.
Tracy Young.
Kathy Pelton, Val Stinson,
And Marta Cerrone is excused. And walking through the door are Kim Quirk and Wendell Smith. Okay, so we're just starting.
Good.
Thank you, sorry, we're late.
And we just pressed record.
Great, but I'm not taking minutes yet.
I understand that. So all we've done is just taken attendance. So next thing on the agenda would be.
Wait, present.
Present.
Okay, you got us?
yeah, we announced you before.
Oh, as you saw in the
There you
window.
But you need to say it yourself, so that's good. All right, next thing would be the approval of the minutes in June. I made sure that I sent them twice, actually 3 times, so I hope people got to read them once at least. Are there any comments or changes?
None.
Okay, hearing none, then I will,
Trying to move to
sure,
accept them.
yes.
Second.
You can have it.
Okay, and there are no other comments, so I will accept them as written, by unanimous consent. Okay. Thank you. Next thing on the agenda is, community power. First topic was just a general update, and then the second topic would be the Enfield local rate. So, Ms. Kim, might you be
Say
willing
something.
to do the general update? And if you're not ready, I can just say that,
Yeah, why don't you do general, and if there's something that can,
okay.
that'd be great.
Essentially, the Community Power Coalition has created a hiring committee, which actually Kim and I are both on. And we are working, we've been meeting weekly to create job descriptions for 2 positions. And we're expecting that we'll be able to bring the proposal to the board at the next board meeting for them to go ahead. The 2 job descriptions, one would be an executive director. Previous position was a CEO. The decision has been to change it to executive director. And the other position is Director of Power Resources. And I think there seems to be some negotiation about the name of that position also, whether it's Power Resources Operations or something like that. But it's essentially the person responsible for power and purchasing and all that, or advising and purchasing.
The CEO is a legal word for the most important person.
Yeah, well, that's,
Who
It
will
has
use
peep
it?
in it.
Who will,
Executive
be.
director.
it will not be, it will be an executive director.
and who will be?
Oh.
Well,
Him?
No,
President often.
no,
No,
It won't be
somebody they're
Kim.
gonna pay. Not
What?
somebody who's a volunteer like us.
right, so we're still working on the job description and refining that, and it's going to the executive committee, and then it'll be going to the board at the next meeting, which will be the beginning of
Who's
September.
had it all this time?
We've had an acting general manager.
As the CEO?
Well, no, we had a CEO for the first 2.5 years.
Oh, that's what I
And the CEO
recall,
left in,
The end of February.
What was his name?
February, Brian Calman.
Yeah,
And then,
still involved?
I know he's,
Nothing at all?
No, that was, So that's kind of the general,
Oh, okay, but now let's do rates. So the new rates went into effect August 1st.
right, is there anything else on?
Yes, we
general?
wanted to talk a little bit about the local and the Enfield local rate because
I'm sorry, was there anything else on the
Oh.
general stuff?
um,
Guess not,
I
okay,
don't think
go
so.
ahead.
I don't think so. I think the most important thing we're doing is rates.
Got it.
So yes, in the last time we met, we talked about that local, Enfield local rate being 0.2 of a cent higher than the Granite basic rate. And, that was approved, but then at the last minute, when the rates of the other utilities came into view, which was after our meeting, but before, Ed had to make his decision, then the Liberty rate was just a little bit lower than ours, so we're at the Granite basic rate. But since they created the Enfield local rate for us, it is available, people can opt in. So that's something we can talk about, whether we want to encourage people to do that, or both Joellen and I did, because we wanted to make sure it works and that it's a good rate and things like
So
that.
let's do the general explanation
Okay,
of
yeah.
what that means. Essentially, at town meeting in March, the warrant article said that we would create an Enfield local rate. And at that time, the expectation was that Enfield local rate, everybody would be automatically put into it. And the second warrant article was that any monies collected would be put into a separate fund that the town could request from Community Power when it wanted to. And there was no restriction, or there was suggestions, recommendations on how that money would be used. So, but generally speaking, that was the goal, was that everybody would be automatically put into this local rate. Because the rates were so fluid and flexible, and they ended up being in a way that we didn't expect, we went forward to create the option for an Enfield local rate. But in order to do that, you have to choose to do it. So Kim and I chose to do it. And partly because it's like, well, we've been working on this. Got to put your money where your mouth is. So anyway, that it's kind of funny because I think each of us had been in the Clean Energy 100. And so then we upped it down.
Yeah, we're actually paying less to be part of the local Enfield rate than the 100% clean.
Which actually is good though, because it's less money.
But it's putting money in Enfield.
Yeah.
So here's the question that's on the Enfield table. It's not on anybody else's table. As a matter of fact, there are only 4 other communities that have a local rate that they can use or not use. And so our town voted that whenever it is, the local rate is less than like Liberty, Eversource, then we will make that the default rate. But it wasn't in this case, this rate period. But it is an optional rate that people can choose, but they don't know about it because we haven't told anybody how they might do that, or if they want to, or what would be the benefit. So one thing we can think about is whether we want a program to tell people it's available if you want to opt in now and not wait for the next rate period or something like that. It's also confusing enough that don't know if we want to try to message too many things. So put that on the table.
Was that in the last, did we offer that in the last newsletter?
No,
Okay.
Yeah,
it was-
Where
talked
did we
about it.
see it recently?
it was drafted, but it didn't get included.
Oh, okay.
We kept it out because it was too confusing. It's called one piece of information
At a
that
time.
people digest it. And then,
We can
So-
add more. Yeah, we can add more.
but
information.
that's an option for this coming month, which means it would, and so that's the question.
Has there been any action yet?
Just Joellen and I probably, because
Just
we're the only
two
two
of us,
really
because
been
we're the only two
available.
who knew it.
No, but any users
Mm.
alive?
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
no one
No one knows about it, or how to get to it.
to the entity that you want in or out.
Right, so the default that you don't have a choice on, or that you don't have to opt into or out to, is called Granite Basic, and it's the lowest community power rate available.
Mhm.
And that's what Ed chose for the whole of Enfield, at the time that the rate was set, and that's a 6-month rate. But anybody, individual, at any time, any month, whatever, can choose a different rate. They can choose 50% clean energy or 100% clean energy, or if they live in Enfield, they could choose the Enfield local rate.
So has anybody done so?
Oh, well, again, only Joellen and I even know that's possible, so yes, both of us did that.
But there are people who understand that their own Eversource, for instance, is lower.
Oh, opted out, you mean, have other people opted to their default
Yeah.
utility? Yeah, only a couple in Enfield, not too many yet. maybe two.
I don't know exactly.
So, on Tuesdays every week, yeah, so on Tuesdays every week, there's a meeting at CPCNH that I attend where we get the opt reports. Who's opted in and out and how many. And over the last couple of weeks, I've heard about one person opting out of Enfield. I didn't know if they opted out or opted to a different rate. If they opted out, they probably opted to Liberty or Eversource or something.
How much lower are those two?
So we are at, Community Power is at 13.3, I believe, for Liberty. So it's a little different for each utility now. We made it really complicated. That's the other reason we don't want to have to go into too much detail with a lot of people unless they want it. But there's a different rate, slightly different rate for Liberty, New Hampshire Electric Co-op, and Eversource customers in Enfield, or in any of these territories, but those three are available in Enfield.
Do you know what Liberty is? at?
Yes, so Liberty ended up, it was gonna be at 14 cents, and the PUC told them to lower it, which is very unusual, and they lowered it to 12.9.
I've got it here somewhere.
Yeah, see if we can find them, but it's just under 13 and we're just over 13. But Eversource, oh yeah, I guess I don't want to speak. Either Eversource or Unitil was at like 11.5 cents. And New Hampshire Electric Co-op was somewhere in the middle. So that was like the low end and the high end. So we're not too far off, but we were above. So people who want, and so there's also the question, if we do want to talk about people's personal options, whether they want to join Enfield local rate, or do they want to opt down to, a default, which is a little cheaper. And, we don't want to encourage everybody to do that, but we kind of want to make it known so that they're, it's transparent and all
Making
that.
informed decisions.
Informed decisions, yeah.
I
So
think Liberty
that's a good
and
discussion.
Eversource are out of puck string right now.
out of what?
I'm already pointing it out to their customers.
No, they don't, but you
That's
know
it.
who does? I don't know if you did, but I've gotten 3 ENH,
Yeah.
third party, so that's a third party, and I think that rate was 11 cents, something like that.
Something like that.
And so that is another option. That option comes with a contract and a term, and you have to watch, the rates will go up when they don't even tell
That's
you.
more likely
That's
to
a scary
trigger
one.
somebody, that kind of news.
Yeah, that kind of news is more likely to get, so Liberty and the utilities won't send out a lot of,
No, they won't.
I haven't seen anything on my Liberty bill that indicates an
the new
option
rate or an option.
Well,
or encouraging me to go back to them, for
No, they
example.
won't
they
do that.
wouldn't.
No, they won't do that.
No, they wouldn't. do
They
that.
should, they probably can't, like, that's like a legal thing. On the other hand, they could, I suppose, send out separate mailings to say, hey, it doesn't help. It's theoretically not their business. They don't do supply. They should not encourage or discourage anything related to what supply individuals
Right.
or towns want. Unlike the third parties, the ENH, that's their business, is to sell you supply, like Comcast and Verizon. They're on you. They want you to buy this and sign a long-term contract and not notice that the rates go up, things like that.
My recollection was that the utilities cannot make any money off
Yes.
of the electric
They can only
supply.
pass through the cost
So
of supply.
there's no motivation for them to do anything.
Oops, somebody's
And I
coming.
think it's-
Marta.
Well, there could be. Hello,
See if she makes it. Hi, Marta, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, hi.
Good to hear from you.
What time is it there?
Midnight.
Well, we
Thank
won't
you.
keep you too long.
Thank you for there. Utilities, if you people were asking, Eversource is 11.19.
I'm gonna write them down here, 11.19.
Liberty is 12.42,
12.42.
and New Hampshire Electric Co-op is 11.46.
46. So it must be Unitil with something else.
And the Enfield Granite Basic is 13.33.
Community power,
So the question is, how do we want to approach
basic.
the local rate?
Sorry, say what it is, 13 point what? Actually, there's three different numbers for community power. There's one for Liberty, there's one for New Hampshire Electric Co-op, and it's a different one. You know,
Is there anyone in town that has the co-op?
Yes,
Oh, we do have.
yeah,
co-op.
those three.
And but there's no Unitil in town.
No, just no
Okay, so
Unitil.
it's just Eversource or
Liberty
Co-op
or,
or Liberty.
yeah, exactly.
but those are the Enfield rates.
Oh, 13 point what? Oh,
They're each
no,
different, aren't
no,
they? Yeah,
no.
they're-
No, those, the community, the Granite Basic rates? Granite Basic rates will have a rate for Liberty, Eversource.
Different.
You have different.
It's like about 13.3 and 13.32 or 34, 13.4. I mean, they're really.
Okay, the Liberty Enfield Basic is 13.33.
Okay.
But this is the community power.
Yeah. Granite Basic, right. Granite
Granite
Basic
Basic.
for Eversource.
Okay, Granite Basic for
That was the higher one, I believe, 13 point,
Eversource,
oh, 11, oh, no, 13.41.
13.41
Eversource is 13.41.
Eversource.
in Enfield.
So community power, if you are an Eversource customer, your community power is 13.41. If you're a Liberty customer,
13.33.
yeah, and then there's New Hampshire Electric Co-op.
Okay, New Hampshire Electric Co-op,
Co-op
Granite Basic is 13.23.
23, so that's the lowest one.
Okay, so already,
What did you say Liberty was?
Liberty community power is 13.33. I
So-
put them in the minutes too, so you'll have them.
Okay,
all right, so given this conversation, it already is confusing.
Yes, it is.
do you know what Liberty went to for their direct rate?
Yes,
Yeah.
12.42.
12.42.
So yeah, I have them all in here. So you can
So,
look at them.
so that's part of the question, since this is,
Confusing.
Yes.
the question that I'm asking is the local rate for Enfield, do we want to promote it? And if we do, it would need to be in the newsletter that's coming up in September, and it would also need to be on the listserv. In terms of the other things that we were just talking about, in terms of what the co-op's rate with community power is irrelevant. That is not in the mix.
What we're gonna promote is that they are proud of the community and they support whatever we do without having to understand those minute fractions of
And the
money.
community power rate will change on February 1st,
Again.
6 months from August.
Most of us only know the total bill from Liberty. They
Yeah,
don't
right.
understand this at all anyway.
I know, so that's,
So let's let them not get too detailed about what our rate
Well, those
is.
who get detailed, they tend to, when we put something on listserv, they tend to ask questions, and that's great, and we'll answer all
When
those
they ask,
questions.
yeah.
But it's hard
so,
to.
so the question to the.
Yeah.
The group here is, how do we want to promote it? So that's a yes or no, or maybe.
I think that the difficulty that the average customer would experience, first of all, is not knowing about it until early September, so you're already by the end of September, you're 2 months into the 6-month period. And then you've got to send out more communication to get them back.
No, well, we don't have to get them back if they chose, the, Enfield local rate,
Well, we'd like them.
because we'd like them to stay on that forever anyway. So we don't want them, I mean, they can,
So we're gonna tell them that their originating source may be less expensive and to,
that's what we would,
No.
I think that's, again, that's, if we promote it at all, we probably want to give them all the rates and say, you can, remember, you can choose to do it.
and then come February, we have to
Then we
send
have to get
communication to say, come back.
That's why
No,
it's kind of,
we don't
well,
need
if they,
to-
if they opt into
If they opt
Liberty.
for their
Or
originating
default rate.
source, if they
Yeah,
opt
if they opt for
back to
something,
Eversource, if they opt back to
Yeah.
Liberty,
then we would have
Then
to
we have
try
to
to get them
try to get them
to
back.
opt back.
I think it's confusing, and we're
It is
already,
confusing.
and we're already 2 months into the period cycle. I'm gonna be optimistic and hope that Liberty
The prices will be
can't
better.
sustain
Yeah,
their current rate, and that Community Power can meet or beat it
for the
in
next,
February,
and if it meets or beats the local rate, which,
will kick in
then that would
automatically,
be our, automatic.
that it'll,
And that
It'll
can
kick in.
change every 6 months, every time we make a rate change, too. That can change.
Right,
So
right.
it doesn't have to.
so it's gonna be a every 6-month decision essentially if they're this close, but come February, if it's equal or less, then
I think you want people
They're
to
in.
feel like, this is likely to change, and they don't know the difference between point
Right.
2 or point 1, and that we're here to stabilize it,
Yeah.
not to say what they
Yes.
are this week at all.
and just being part of Community Power is a support level
Exactly.
of and by itself.
Okay, so Kathy,
Yeah,
what do you,
I have
what would you
Quick
like to
question,
say?
do we have anything else we might want to promote instead? That's
Yeah,
one question is,
Stability.
something of, that's less confusing that would take up the space instead, because it does
Yeah.
sound confusing, but I would love for people to transition over to the community and select
Yeah.
that. So it's not that I don't want to tell them, but I don't disagree that it is confusing.
Yeah, well, that's part of why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah,
I wanted people to
Yeah.
have
But
a
the
conversation
new
about it.
residents, won't have a clue what to do about it.
Right, and
yeah.
that's a whole-
Aspects is the most important part, really. You don't want people to even think about it.
So-
98% of the places in this plan already.
the thing is,
Whatever it is.
new people who
What is
move into, that's a whole separate category that we need to address in a different way.
Okay, but it's the same pitch for everyone in my mind.
Okay, but what I want to know is what people on the committee are thinking in terms of this. And what I'm hearing you say is it's very confusing.
Sounds like it. I mean, I would love the information myself, but I don't know if the average basic
I know.
citizen would really understand it. Just curious if there's something else we want to highlight instead.
When you say that,
Yeah.
you're thinking in terms of the energy committee, that we promote something. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, is
Not
there something,
related to rates.
is there something else maybe
Okay.
we might want to take that space up with? We're gonna be 2 months into,
At least 2, because I'm told, correct me if I'm wrong, that even after you request a change, it takes a billing cycle.
It does take. a minute.
yeah.
So
Yeah, if you requested today and it's already, end of August, you might not even get until to the end of
So a
September.
person who reacts to something in either the listserv or
or September,
the
yeah,
town newsletter,
the October.
it would be October,
Yeah,
which means they're literally halfway into the billing cycle.
And maybe I'm being optimistic that it'll be clearer and less confusing come February, and we
Right.
could really highlight it in
well,
February.
we might not have
Either
to.
way, we
yeah.
could highlight it in February at the
Yeah.
same time
Yeah.
you're just describing. it.
That's my only
Instead of
feedback.
after the fact, yeah.
But look to February and be optimistic that things have a little more clarity,
Or more clear.
or at least at that time, we recognize that this may be a continuing pattern
Mhm.
and want to give the information necessary for folks to make a clear decision.
Or start promoting it before February.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we
This is
won't
the
know
hard-
anything until
this is the hard-
January 31st, unfortunately.
No,
We don't
December
have the
31st.
rate.
Oh, excuse me, December
Yes.
31st?
December 31st. So when, at that point, we will have the ability to say something. And we're all
Okay.
hopeful that we will just be choosing the Enfield local rate because it's a better rate, and we won't say anything. We just say what happened, as opposed to say, hey, opt this way or opt that way.
Right, I mean, if
This is what
if
happened.
Liberty goes up a little in price, and if Community Power has
Down a little bit.
some
yeah.
good purchasing power, then it becomes automatic.
Yep,
That
we
people
don't-
default to the quote Enfield rate.
So what I was trying to do was get other people's input. And so I heard you say,
Yeah, I'd say just let it ride. If anyone asks about it, we tell them they're more than welcome to bump up to the Enfield local rate. But to promote it now is a little, I think we kind of missed it this time around. And catch it next time around and be more.
Maybe get ahead of it in
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
Jerry,
The same, it feels like we're kind of a little too late. And if we instead focus more in January, getting that message out, I think we'll have more of an impact.
okay. All right, so Marta, not sure if you were following any of this. We were talking about the possibility of promoting the Enfield local rate.
You're muted if you
Yes.
want to talk.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
following. Mhm.
Do you have any comments?
you. At the moment, I don't. I
Okay.
really trust the sentiment of the group there.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we included you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was sweet.
It was.
All right,
I think it'd be interesting if we find somebody who opted out and one's back in. I would look at that list very carefully because
We-
it's likely to be someone who speaks negatively about us.
but we cannot identify any particular person.
Who- Does the system identify?
Meters, only by like meters and stuff. You don't get any.
We don't get
personal
any.
Names.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
One of
but
those
typically
rules.
people who make a decision like that have a cause and like to talk negatively. So-
Yes,
And
sure
I'd
we'll
rather find that
Here
person.
soon enough.
I think we might hear about it in some other meetings, yes, or on the listserv when
I
somebody.
think our,
says, "Did you know?"
our general promotion,
Yeah.
and this would continue regardless, will be to encourage new folks in town to consider Community Power
Mhm.
as opposed to their originator default rate.
Yeah.
Because if they move in and they ask for, put the meter in my name, they're going to be calling one of the major suppliers. And they won't, no one's gonna tell them about Community Power but us.
Well, they'll be put on default of that Liberty or Eversource, and it was the case and will be the case soon, but there's been a pause, that we can, CPCNH can get the list of new people who've moved in
Oh,
and
Right.
put them
See, that's
on the,
good.
and put them on the community's default. So, that will happen. It has happened in the past, and there have been a pause, and we call those refreshes, so refreshing the new people who came in. And there'll be new refreshes in the spring, and we'll start keeping the refreshes up to date.
Right.
But there was a pause in doing that for
That's
multiple
wonderful.
reasons, but,
I
so
think
then we
that-
won't
that-
have to worry about trying to get new people who are new in town to do
Okay.
But it
That's
didn't
good.
make sense to do that when the rate that they would be getting it with their default would be
Yes.
lower than Community Power.
Right.
So,
You still want it though.
but
Yeah,
But you
and that's
don't-
my argument, exactly, and I've been
Sure.
arguing that at CPCNH. and
Mostly
Pretty
argue.
soon I'm going to
Sure.
win that argument.
Oh,
okay, moving on.
Very
And
good
Joellen
argument.
and I might not agree on that one,
And that's fine.
and that's fine.
We don't need to agree. All right, I think that's exhausted. At least I am on this topic. Moving on, Val.
So down for solar exemption, if you recall last time, we had, determined through, Julie Huntley that, she only has access to the property tax system. and doesn't cover the property assessment parts.
Hmm.
And so I went to her to see if we could get a report run. And she said, in order to do that, we need to define the really specific requirements, the really specific parameters, and ask the assessor to create the report, specify the data elements if possible. And I'm looking at you for a reason, thinking that you might have some kind of knowledge in that direction.
I don't have access to the database, and
Then-
I'm not sure that Norm does remotely either.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We've been very busy with revaluation and
Oh, I
handover.
can imagine.
So the last month has been just straight out, and now we're into the meetings, discussing the revaluations with
Well-
the taxpayers, so.
Right.
um,
So we're not in a time constraint for this because people can't apply until next winter anyways.
They would have to apply, before April 1st.
That's the
Yes.
date. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some time,
mhm,
whatever Norm is busy on. I
Right,
guess Norm is the go-to guy then that we
Okay.
have to define. Is that what I hear you saying?
if he's the assessor.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the assessor,
Yeah.
that's Norm, he's a contractor.
Okay,
assessor.
so I could speak what I think we want to him and just see what he has to say.
Mhm.
Um,
What's the specific question or whatever that you're asking? I just want to get it in the minutes.
the specific question is, can he run a report for, off the assessor's system that shows, those who have, solar indicated on their property assessment cards?
So
So that we can compare the tax base, the tax reports that we already know who gets the exemption, thank you, to who all has it.
Mhm.
Is it 1-to-1? Then we're good, we're fine.
Mm.
So the first list we had, Julie identified who has the solar exemption now.
Yes,
And we're looking for folks who have solar but have not yet asked for the exemption.
we're asking, yes, because we originally asked the question, is everyone who's able to get solar exemption getting it? Didn't think it was that difficult a question. Turns out it was.
But it turns out, yes.
Computers.
What I-
AI.
What I also learned from Julie is that, I asked her, to go back and, when did we actually pass this? And it turns out I have all this information in handouts. You don't have to look at it now, but at least it's, it's there.
Got one for Ken.
She said in 2000, it was actually the town meeting of 2008. We decided Article 16, 17, and 18 passed preventions for exemptions for solar powered energy systems, for wind powered energy systems, and for wood heating energy systems.
Mm.
And I did some research on the state system to look at what the actual definitions are, and I've included them in here. Basically, solar system is anything that heats or cools the interior of a building. Wind is wind-powered energy system means any wind-powered devices that supplement or replace electric power to households or businesses. Although there was a slightly different definition after 2020. And then the wood burning system is a wood heating energy system appliance designed to operate as a central heating system to heat the interior of the building. Plants may burn solely or burn wood in combination with another fuel. And I asked her, how many exemptions have we done for wind and wood? And she said none. And she's just worked there a long time, I believe.
Yeah.
She could figure out,
No.
at least since 2008. Well, she knew to look at 2008. So another question I had is should we just also try to look up,
Geothermal.
that's another question, but let's stick to what we've already got.
I thought you were just trying to remember the name.
No, the three are wind, wood, and solar. So just to expand the report to include those three, to see if anyone's got those systems that are not, that may want to apply, who have not. And she doesn't think anyone has.
This is great. I mean, thank you. This is.
Well, it may or may not
I've
show
I've never
anything.
heard of
Yeah,
the
that's
the
fine.
exemption for wind powered or wood
Yeah,
in town
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And it also would mean though that Norm would have to identify how much total value he placed on those
well,
items.
and I think this RSA 72.62 may provide guidance on the specifics. I didn't cover the entire act here or whatever, whatever this is called.
But that's interesting.
RSA 72 dot what, just so I can.
62 is for solar. RSA 72.66 is for wind power, and 72.69 is for wood heating energy system.
That's no longer a very exciting field.
I
Okay.
agree, but it's what is on our books now.
Well,
I think we can have that conversation. I think that is a good conversation to have. I don't know if we want to have it tonight.
It's a lot of CO all day long.
Yes.
And Dartmouth has decided, well, not only Dartmouth, but the biotherm plant has been shut down a long time ago.
Right.
For good reason.
Yes. And so, you know, it begs the question. So it's on the books. No one's, as far as we know, no one's been getting it.
So then we don't want to.
So the question is, do we simply ask the select board to reaffirm that they should apply? Do we run the reports first so we understand the materiality of what we're talking about in terms of tax exemptions
I would
that
think
could
so.
exist?
Yeah,
That would be
yeah,
my
I think they'd be
instinct.
willing to make a change without understanding.
Yeah,
Right.
what
the
the
scope,
impact.
Right.
I would think.
So.
I mean, this could save people money,
Yes.
right? And
Absolutely.
maybe geothermal is another
I think
thing.
we should definitely be looking at a lot of it going on, all these heat pump units.
You know, I think on a broader level, I think there are some other topics we want to explore as a group. If we're talking, and I actually happen to think, so our current goals are around saving Enfield residents and businesses money. Do we also want to incorporate as a goal, using alternative energy?
For
it's just-
what, for instance, hydrogen.
Well, all of this is alternative to fossil fuels.
Yeah, well, big deal, hydrogen is coming on.
But what you're
So-
saying is in terms of the focus for the committee?
Yeah, and I'm not saying, I'm not saying we open that up now. I'm just kind of
Think about all.
putting it
Yes.
out there.
I think
I
we
hear
should
you.
think about it in a broad scope soon,
Right, because as you're
Yeah.
saying, right now, our,
changing fast all the time.
our mission doesn't
Yeah.
include alternative energy.
Right.
And would that, and is the town ready for that?
Good
I
question.
don't, yeah.
Good question.
I mean, there was something at town meeting in 2021 that Marta brought about climate change, and it ended up being a difficult topic. Where she stated the warrant article, it was by petition, and it was really a non-binding thing. It was just to encourage that the select board send a letter, encouraging some action.
Support or something, yeah.
Right, but it ended up that there was, somebody spoke at the town meeting, and then she tried to correct that, and then, anyway, the whole thing ended up being pulled. I
So
don't
there's
know if
some
you remember.
question about the appetite of the
Correct.
town right
Correct.
now, if they're ready for that. So, okay,
Yeah.
that's good to understand because I didn't have.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This is great. So what I'm hearing you say is that Norm is the person who will need to do some assistance, and he's focused on a totally different thing right now.
Right, and we'll be wrapping most of that up by the end of September. And we'll have more, right now, we're straight out basically.
Oh, of course.
But you know, that's gonna taper off a bit, so we'll have a bit more time.
How would you suggest that we contact him now, so we're in the queue?
I
Or-
can certainly contact him. I
Okay.
can just say, hey, Norm, I know we're
Okay.
very busy with this right now, but you know,
Yeah,
is
because,
this even something you can do? Cause
Yeah,
I
there
don't
you
know
go.
about his accessibility.
Yeah, or does he have any, can you point us in another direction in the
Right.
meantime?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
good,
For
great.
sure.
Thanks, Jerry. That'd be
Thanks.
helpful.
I'm just also to tie it in, and perhaps throwing it back in my direction a little bit as the select board member. Rob Taylor's note is interesting that Plainfield uses their solar exemption as the default. In other words, you don't have to apply for it.
I think you do have to apply on some level.
Yeah, the state requires
The
you to
state
fill out the
requires.
form. So Hanover is the same. It's
That-
100% exempt, but you still have to fill out.
So in Enfield, it's 100% exempt, and you fill out a form. Why isn't that considered
Same thing,
the
right.
same thing?
Yeah, it's not the default.
I don't understand the definition of default.
One word we can change.
Well, and I asked, what, is there an application for, there's an application for solar. I see that it's one page.
Yes, I've seen it.
I said, is there one for wood and wind? And she said, oh, it's the same form. Well,
Yeah,
it would be the same
that wouldn't surprise me,
information.
but I don't know, I guess I don't understand the definition of default as being
So if you,
different.
yeah, so if
Yeah.
you don't apply for the exemption in Enfield, you don't get it.
And that's not true in Hanover?
Correct.
How did they know you didn't apply for it?
How
How
do
does
they,
Hanover get it so automatically?
because they apply at the state level when it gets,
But does Hanover apply for the homeowner at the state level? So that's
No,
why.
they don't. So it's a decision that the town made,
Hmm.
to not have those assessed.
So how does anyone know that someone in Hanover has solar? How does the Hanover resident know?
So we know because they follow the building permit process.
Okay,
Yeah, so when they fill that
In
out,
permitting.
they tell us the kilowatts.
so it goes through the building permit process?
Yes,
And
right,
it becomes the default at that point
to be exempt.
to be exempt.
It's just the way that it was set up
No,
initially for Hanover, not Enfield,
Yeah.
apparently.
yeah.
I think,
Apparently, if someone's putting solar in, they go to Julie, she says, fill out the state form, fill out the town form, and then you'll get the exemption.
and
Okay.
I think, I mean, some of this is gonna have to be sorted out, and I have another thing on the agenda that I
Yeah.
wanna
You bet.
spend more time on. So I think
So we have an
the
action
specifics,
that Jerry's gonna,
Yeah. For sure.
find out from
And I'm
Norm.
gonna, I wanna have a little conversation with Rob Taylor as to
Sure.
what the select board could do
Yeah.
to throw it more in his lap.
or in yours.
Well, through the select board,
Correct.
what would they have to do to make it similar to the Hanover
Or plain-
Or
Plainfield.
Plainfield, which would be great.
methodology?
Terrific. Okay, thank you.
And could they do that for wood and,
And could they do that for wood and wind?
Okay,
Not for wood.
so I'm sorry, but we're moving on now.
thank you.
Thank you. The next thing on the agenda is the energy usage monitoring. Now, we had a conversation about this again. This was 2 months ago. And I wanted to ask specifically, where the heck is my paper here? We had agreed that I would start working on the heating kinds of things, and that Kim and Kathy would be working on the electric use. But my questions are, exactly which buildings are we referring to? So I'm gonna just list some and then please add. Okay, so and again, this is for historic. I'm talking about, and that's a question about what time frame. But the buildings first. So the police department, the Union Street Fire Station, the Enfield Center Fire Station?
There is
Yes.
one.
There is
I
one.
know there is one, but the question was, did they move?
No.
Okay, that was,
They
okay,
didn't?
Enfield Center? No, that's still an active station.
Okay. Right.
okay. All right, the Depot Street, right, because wherever you live, the Depot Street, facility. So then the question is DPW,
DPW.
gosh,
And now, Whitney Hall.
right.
Whitney Hall and DPW are the ones that I was mostly focused on, but
So the question that I have about the locations is that since the solar array is on DPW and the excess energy was directed to cover the pumping station at Lovejoy, we should probably do Lovejoy also.
Joy.
That's almost a separate entity. Where it's
It is.
physically located, I think, yes, I agree that we should do Lovejoy. But
Look at the bills, yeah.
the fact that it's located at the DPW is just coincidental.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, it's just, it happens to be
No,
in the
but in terms
DPW.
of if we're watching the bills of the
If we're
DPW, maybe we want to watch the bills of Lovejoy. Like, one of the reasons that I did that carefully a year ago is when we were trying to figure out, were they billing it right? And
Yes.
because we need to see those credits show up on that other bill,
Yes,
and, it was hard to find that,
but,
and it
that's
was.
been watched, I think, fairly carefully by,
Lisa?
no, I'll forgive me.
Charlie's not
Charlie.
watching, Charlie's
No, he
not
hasn't been
watching.
watching for years.
He's
Not
over a
been
year.
doing it for 2 years now.
All right,
So the question now is in terms of the time frame that we want to deal with.
1 year.
Well,
No, starting the past year. and going
so
forward.
this is where it gets complicated.
Okay.
I spoke with Elisa and she said that the records are limited. So we need to keep that in mind.
Mhm.
So they don't go back forever, obviously. And that Whitney Hall was in and at the Shaker buildings for that year. So we need to keep that in mind.
right, you'd need to skip the construction year
Yeah.
at
so
Whitney
that's
Hall
like 2
to
years
maintain
ago.
some level of accuracy.
Um,
But also you need to eliminate the Union Street Fire Station completely because it's going on the market. And
well,
you-
I'm talking about past.
Right, but what do we care what the past of Union Street
Yeah,
was?
we didn't make any changes, so maybe we just,
And-
to get a few things off the list.
Yeah, why do
I
we
think it's
care
a
what
good one to
it,
take
what
off
it
the
is, what
list.
it was?
If we're not
Because I
changing it.
want to know what the fire station was in the police station.
Oh, together, and then.
So
look at the
that they-
new-
Oh, I see what you're
look at the
saying.
new station.
I understand now.
Okay, so it's the police department, the
Improvement,
Union Street
efficiency.
Station, then the Enfield Center Fire and the Depot Ambulance. Those, except for not the Enfield Center, but those other three are the new Whitney, are the new, police fire safety building.
Yes,
Okay, let me put them in order then, because, so I'm gonna take the Enfield Center Fire Station out of that little group,
right,
because they aren't part of that group.
no,
And I didn't actually put in new fire safety. So the old police building right next door.
Yes.
Right, so wait, new fire safety,
the emergency services
emergency
building, we're
services
calling it.
building, emergency services building. And that is made up of the old police department, the Union Street, and,
Depot
Depot
Street
Street.
Ambulance Building.
Great, Okay, I think I caught up.
Now I understand what we're after.
Okay,
Thank
me
you.
too. It was hard to.
I'm clear.
Okay, so the goal was to look at the buildings that have now been renovated and or newly built, so that we could compare.
So maybe we don't need the center one at all.
Right.
because-
No,
Apparently
no
we don't.
changes were
Okay,
made
so
there.
let's not waste a lot of time. This is gonna take a long time to get all this stuff, so.
Okay, so Whitney Hall, DPW, oh, not,
I'm gonna put DPW and I'm gonna put Lovejoy Brook together. Those two are gonna. go
well,
together.
those are gonna be in a different, Hang on, hang on,
They're
Tracy.
different bills.
Yeah, they're-
They're different accounts.
Totally different things. Totally different.
Somebody can merge them.
what I would like to do, okay, is look at DPW before the solar array.
Ooh, now we're talking about historic data that might not be available.
Okay,
Although we did that. So I probably have a spreadsheet of that. Locally.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
But if
okay.
the credits for the solar array are going to the Lovejoy Brook pumping station, wouldn't we look at Lovejoy Brook before the solar array was built and compare that?
Yeah,
So they're just credits, and
So
I
it's
think we
not
see them as
DPW?
credits on the bill. We don't see them as.
No, I mean,
show on
the expensive, so Lovejoy Brook has existed before the solar array.
Right, right.
So historically, if that could be identified and compared to what it is after the solar array,
Yeah,
then you know the effect of the solar array.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
okay, so each one has a different timeframe. That's what we're getting to.
exactly, I guess that's what we're coming to realize.
And in the future too.
So what, in general, what kind of time frame do you think? Obviously, you know, we're talking about like August is like the end point or the start point. or
Yeah, let's do
something.
August to August, August 1 to July 31. And then decide
August,
why.
June 30.
Oh, there is sort of a.
Fiscal year?
Yeah,
year.
go with the fiscal year.
Go
Is that our fiscal year? So it's June, it's July 1 to June 30?
Yeah.
July 1 to June 30th. And then for each one, it's a little different. So let me start making notes on each one. So Whitney Hall, let's do that one first, because 2024 is the dead year. 2020,
Well, it's, yes
It
and no.
began, January of, you could
December.
say the calendar year
oh,
24.
see, that messes up our fiscal year. We just.
Yeah.
Okay, but they moved in December of 2023, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was
Moved
23.
in?
They moved into
To
the
the
Oh, yeah.
Los Aled, yes, they did.
La Salette.
I didn't put La Salette on here.
I know,
not.
but let-
Okay.
You'll never find the records of Los Aled, I'm sure,
So they were gone all of 2024,
yes.
and then 2025, it just
well, no,
opened
they came back in December. Didn't they?
of
The
2024.
library came, well,
The library, yes,
I think it's a calendar year is what we're talking about, and
Yeah.
it really matches the 2024 calendar year rather than the fiscal year.
I think you'd be pretty close if you just eliminated the calendar year 2024. For Whitney Hall, you're going to need electric as well as oil, of course.
we know that.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
talking
talk
two
about
separate things. We're talking electric, they're working on that, and I'm working on heat.
But the time frame should be the same, because that will be helpful. So, okay, so Whitney Hall, we're going to look at a 12-month period. I think that's the way we say it, rather than saying July 1 to June 30. The 12-month period before Whitney Hall was under construction, so that would be the full year of 2023.
So
If
that,
we do
that
want the
ra-
fiscal year, we'd have to do 2022 and 2023.
that raises the question, is that what we want to do? Do we
Calendar
want to
years.
do 1 year? Or do we want to do 2 years?
I don't think, this is gonna be too much work.
Okay, fine,
If we can get 1 year, I think we should be very happy.
all right.
Okay, so, eliminate the calendar year, so we're either gonna do Whitney Hall, we're gonna try and do all of 2023, or it has to be 2022 to 2023 fiscal year.
And aren't you also putting forward a plan that covers future time?
Not yet,
No, we're talking, we're right at the
Future could be
moment, we're
like
just.
today
However,
and next year.
however you collect the data though, it should be figured on the basis so that it will go forward
We should
by
also,
fiscal years for the next 30 years.
So, yeah,
It raises the question, you know, one is the dollars, but the other is the units. So
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
don't
have
want the
to,
units, really.
Energy units. either.
That's all we care about is the units. Let's
Okay,
not- let's
fine.
not get dollars, because,
all right,
I mean,
and can we look at,
I mean, however we're gonna collect this, if we're making a spreadsheet, get units in dollars. You've got it all in front of you, don't lose it.
Yeah, that's a
100%.
Good idea.
so that, yeah,
and do, want to compare weather patterns
No.
between those 2 years?
Well,
No.
maybe, but not at the first collection, because we won't have, somebody's gonna do
Yeah.
a lot of work.
that's more work than we can do. Which raised the question, you said, I thought I recall, that you said that you were good with databases. Would you be willing to put together some kind of
Format.
a format that we could use so that we could at least put the data in?
Sure.
Because it's gonna get complicated.
Yeah, it is gonna get complicated, yeah. Do we have any of that data collected yet?
I think so, and so you and I, it's on our action list to get together and look at the electrical data, and I'll show you what we've collected in the past,
Great.
and that can help define that format problem.
The thing about, we have to compare, we have to include cost because,
Yeah.
for instance, Whitney Hall no longer has oil. So that's gonna be,
We'll include dollars along with the units, yeah.
okay,
And
All right.
We could convert, and we probably would at the end, convert everything to kilowatt hours or something. That's okay too, though. We're not worried about that right now. Yeah.
okay. So we figured out which buildings, we figured out sort of which time frame.
Okay, let's just do the timeframes just a little bit more. So Whitney Hall, we know we're eliminating 2024 and trying to get a year before that, either 2024 or 20. Hi, this is the energy
This is
committee.
energy. You've got
Are
a
you
lot of
looking for
energy
something
come
else?
in.
Don't know, probably upstairs.
No, they're not doing budget tonight.
Come all the way over here. You can join energy.
You want to join energy?
Tonight, budget is Thursday.
Three seats.
Oh, I had
Budget is
it.
Thursday. And we're doing it up at the DPW. It has changed.
I went to the right place,
But-
and there
but
was
it-
nobody here.
But we're doing it Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday night, budget meeting
Thank you,
is
guys. Sorry.
is up at the
That's
DPW.
okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to interrupt.
No problem.
So what I heard you say is Whitney Hall, what you're doing is
Okay, so
time frame.
Okay, so Whitney Hall, we're eliminating the calendar year of 2024, and we'll try to collect the whole year's data that's either all of 2023 or it's 2022 through 2023 is the fiscal year. So we can see if there's all that much data and then decide.
Okay.
DPW and Lovejoy Brook pumping station, we want before solar, which, do we have a date on that, a year? I mean, I
Yeah.
think I have that information in my.
Yeah,
data,
well,
but I don't have it.
we know that the fifth year was going to
Oh,
be
yeah, and
in
it's
June
26,
26th.
21.
So it was 21.
Okay, so
June
June Aurora Solar, which is 2021. So that one might be hard again, though, from the electrical perspective, we might have all.
But I think I have some
Okay.
stuff from Charlie on there.
Okay, so the emergency services building. So it seems like the current, or the previous, Police, Union Street and Depot Street, we can get, they were working out of those buildings until the beginning of this year? Till
Yes.
now? Till
Just now.
this fiscal
Until-
year?
This, yeah, call it, I don't know, you could call it August 1. but,
July?
You know. you could
But
call
if it's July 1, then we'll have, we'll have a whole previous year starting.
You,
from
you could
this
call
one.
it July
Okay.
1 and be very
So-
close.
So
It's
we're gonna
phased
call
in
that the
November. You
2020,
could call it July 1. You'd be pretty accurate.
we're gonna call that the July 2025 fiscal year. Because that would be 2024 till 2025, June 30th.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that one. And the new emergency service building won't be collected, we'll just be starting the collection. I think that does it. I've got the notes here in the minutes. So hopefully
The thing, what I was hoping was that we would be able to collect some of this and report it at town meeting, and then was reminded that we're gonna have a whole different way of going about town
Yes,
meeting.
we are.
And so the deliberative session is gonna be in February 7th, I checked. And that's when we would have any information, and I think this might be a lot more work than we could possibly get together by January to kind of submit it for the deliberative session. So I would say this is a big task, and I like it, obviously, because I brought it up, but we need to take our time doing it, because it's a volunteer job. Any
Well
other
said.
comments on that?
Well said.
Keep going. Let's do it, do the best we can, and if we can.
Okay,
don't have
so,
anything to report
so this is August, so how about we, in November, we check back
Yeah,
to see how
I was
we're
gonna
doing,
say,
or
I'm
October?
let's schedule some time together.
Yes.
I don't know if you have anything the week of September 15th, but I have a little bit.
Sounds good.
We
What do you
can
think?
jump and get started at least, see where we got before the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
So, do you think we ought to touch base at the end of October?
I think you should touch base at each meeting.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
we'll give an update at each
All right.
meeting.
So that would be
where we are.
September. Our next meeting is, actually, might as well say what our next meeting is.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah, that'd be
Our
good.
next meeting will be September 23rd.
Great. Perfect, because I go out of town right after that. Perfect. Okay.
Okay,
Joellen, if this is completed on this subject, could I raise a question that I think Kim
Okay,
knows-
just
Kim knows
second.
a lot about?
yeah, so this is my question. Are we set with this?
I think September 23rd, and these action items.
Okay, great. Thank you. Go ahead.
So I think what Kim's working on with batteries is a significant event that would change your data, and you right to know about it. Am I right? Someone having a system deciding to put in a battery at the cost of the battery is going to do a lot more for the environment than before. The battery is a significant cost. It has its own payback period.
Yeah.
And so you're in the revolutionary time with that. It's going to change anybody's system by remarkable amounts.
So in New Hampshire, we don't have a lot of incentives to encourage people to add batteries.
No.
But I totally agree that
You want to be ready.
solar, yeah,
somebody
solar and what
Is
we're
in this
doing.
plan and
Right.
decides to buy one, we need to know it, and he would want to know it. and the town
When you
should
say
be-
are in this plan, do you mean, have solar on the roof or? do
And
you
yeah,
mean
have
air
solar
conditioning?
now, and we're collecting all the data on it.
Yeah.
And somebody decides, like, we
Well, what
decide
is
here
built,
that we'd
yeah.
like to have the
Yeah.
battery.
Right.
Which is subject we probably will look at.
And we even talked about it with the emergency services building.
Yeah,
Both
particularly that.
solar and why storage might be. So again, one of the issues that is, storage is got no incentives in New Hampshire, which means like, it doesn't even help to have it on your, it helps to have it for resiliency. And that's why we talked about it with the emergency services building. And I think there might still be, or there might be new incentives to do it for something like that. And
Well, I'm not
I
talking about the
expect,
incentives, I'm talking about our data.
oh, our data,
Yeah,
collecting data that has to do with storage,
if somebody,
solar
well,
data.
somebody wants to go into it, they should be asked to put in for a tax.
Oh,
exemption,
maybe
because
like
it's
the
a significant
exemption that we've been
advantage,
talking about.
And it would change your data state.
Yeah, okay, I think we should think about that, yeah, I think,
For futures.
yeah,
Yeah, they haven't really made a decision on that in
No,
Hanover either.
yeah.
The battery, like a Tesla Powerwall is almost 10,000. I think.
90,000.
Is it? Yeah. So they're big money, but I know they do save a lot of energy, even if you don't have solar.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
It's a
But
tremendous change.
but we don't have like a time of use rate, well, actually, some of the utilities are trying, but if you have like a time of use rate, so if it costs you more at between 4 and 8 PM to use your electricity, then putting in a battery and using the battery then and charging it when it's cheap, that's when you can start like incentivizing. Or there's a lot of reasons why we will get to the point where utilities will want to pay for batteries. They just aren't yet. It's just a little frustrating because New Hampshire's way behind on that, but we'll
The
get.
financial
ready.
implications are positive in all ways.
Well, no, they're not, but the financial implications are not positive for the poor person who wants to buy one and has to come up with $20,000. That's where, as soon as there's some more financial incentives to help that, we would
Okay,
be all
but,
over it, I think. We
We
should be all over it.
we need our data to reflect.
Our data will, yes, our data will help us make informed decisions. So,
Okay.
perfect.
So there were a couple of other things that were on the agenda. One is the Upper Valley Electric Vehicle Expo, September 6th. Is anyone interested in attending?
I was, but I'm now busy.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Not-
be part of that. I'm gonna be registering. Last meeting
Okay.
in June, we agreed that we could be a co-sponsor. So if anybody is,
Enfield is a co-sponsor, or Enfield Energy Committee is a co-sponsor, how is it?
yes, a second.
Okay, Enfield Energy Committee is a co-sponsor, got it.
And in fact, I have some yard signs, if anybody is interested, willing to take one or two and put them up.
I might, there's one being put up.
There's
Well,
already one near your house on
Yeah,
the
is
street.
that, what's his name? Eric?
I don't know.
But anyway, so
Yeah,
that's the
maybe.
question, if anybody is, I've got them in my car. The next thing is the Local Energy Solutions Conference, that's sponsored by Clean Energy New Hampshire. Again, we are a municipal member, so we have 2 tickets for admission. I'm gonna use one of them. Is there anyone who is, again, that's on September 25th, which is a Thursday. If anyone is interested in using the second ticket, let me know.
I will be there, but I
Maybe.
don't need it, but I don't need a
Okay.
ticket. I can get a ticket.
All right.
I'd like more information.
Sure, I can send you. Tax credits, you had raised some questions about.
Oh, wait, do you want to put in,
Excuse me.
sorry, before we leave that, I want to put in the notes, what's the date on the Local Energy Solutions Conference?
September 25th.
Thank you.
And you raised questions about tax.
Yeah, so I mean, as well as anyone can gauge in what's going on at the federal level these days, it seemed like we were sort of tracking solar exemptions would be gone. Excuse me, at the end of December 2025.
Mhm.
But the Washington Post article that I read that I sent around the second time seemed to imply that if you get it started to some degree in 2026 or in 2027, that you would still be
Safe harbor.
eligible.
There, it's called Safe Harbor,
Okay,
Safe Harboring, and it doesn't work for residential. It only works for commercial level.
really? Because I thought they mentioned specifically residential.
Okay, I'll have to read it again, but
Okay.
from revision's perspective, nobody is getting it in residential.
Okay,
It's all
interesting.
commercial. And not, and there's, yeah.
I'll reread.
So,
it
yeah,
again,
so,
too.
but yeah, happy to look that over with you, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next topic was communication. And if we were gonna be doing a local rate, that's one thing, but we're not. But it really is good practice to have something in the monthly newsletter every month. And I've been doing it and I'm very happy to share that with other people. I can send out information about this local energy conference, both of these, the Upper Valley, the EV conference and the other conference. But any terms of anything more specific,
You could say if you have a solar installation and have never looked into a possible tax exemption, speak to Julie Huntley.
Mhm.
And should we also send them it for wind and wood?
don't think we should expand it at this time without our
Especially
fully
nobody has,
understanding.
yeah.
I'm not sure we understand wind and wood ourselves quite yet.
Do we feel confident enough that just opening it up for solar is,
I think for now,
okay,
Why
it's a
not?
start.
Yeah, the solar one is definite, like, we know,
all right.
we followed it through nicely and.
Well, no, we haven't.
Oh, what part don't you get?
So
We
the-
understand.
Part we don't know is if everyone who has solar.
Right, but this.
No, all I'm suggesting is a small blurb in the newsletter that just says,
So
if you happen to have a solar
Or if you're
installation,
thinking of getting solar,
or if you're thinking of getting a
then
solar
note that
installation,
there is a
Okay.
waiver.
there is a tax exemption locally.
Would somebody write that up, paragraph,
Yeah, well,
okay,
when do you need it by?
Thursday?
Great.
Thank you, okay, all right. Next meeting is the 23rd of September. Any other topics?
I did want to ask one other thing. So going back to the local energy solutions conference, if more than one other person wants to go, can we agree that the energy committee's budget would fund? So we don't want to say only one more person can go.
That's a
If
good
three
point,
people want to go, we'll find the money and we should use it from the budget rate.
right?
I make a motion that we allow the money to be spent if anybody else wants to go to that conference to help them.
I'll
get-
second that.
Is it like
I'm not writing
before,
it
it's an all-day thing?
It is an
Yeah.
open, thing, so it
Typically,
is kind of
people
hard.
go for a section that we might want to recommend. They,
You can go, you still just get a ticket for the day. There's some tickets are only like $35 or something. They're not too expensive. So we're not breaking the bank. If you think you can go to any of the sessions,
I've been.
you should
one.
try to get a ticket.
Fascinating.
Okay,
It is,
any,
they are
any,
fun.
objections to that motion? Okay, so I will assume that it's passed by unanimous consent.
Mhm.
Okay, but you'd need to make a decision probably within the next 2 weeks, so that that it could be processed.
I'm
Okay.
only hesitating. I'm in a job search and I have no idea what life is gonna look
Yeah.
like on September 25th. And I go out of town on the 26th for a little bit. So I just don't even know what life's gonna look like, but I'll figure it out. If I don't have a job, I'll be there. So. Figure it out.
Great, okay. Thank you
Justified.
all for being here. Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move, so moved.
All right. No objections, okay.
Yay.
Unanimous consent, we're done. And the time is 7, okay,
I have
7:14.
on my computer, so I'll put that in there. Okay,
Thank you.
You have a
Val, I want to
desire
get
to
Val's
have
action
that
item. Oh, we should just to review the.
Recycle.
Okay, Val is going to write up a paragraph about the.
Solar exemption.
Solar exemption. Kathy and Kim are going to get together on where's my action? Here we go. Look at the data we have so far and help create a format for other people collecting data. And I have one other action I highlighted, I think. I didn't highlight it.
I'm gonna talk to Rod Taylor and try to understand the definition of default in terms of the tax exemption.
Okay, let me write that one down. That's a new action.
Fault is a
Now,
losing word, whatever you
Tracy
think.
will talk
To the
to,
optimism.
who is it? Rob Taylor?
Rob Taylor,
About Taylor. In regards to the solar exemption.
yes.
Okay, and the other action that I did have was actually, I think it was you, Jerry, who said you would talk to Norm
Yes.
about, okay, let me grab that one real quick. And Jerry to talk
You
to.
have an energy committee in Hanover?
No, Norm's the assessor,
Yeah.
and he's the contractor.
No, I know,
assessor
but
for
you
Enfield.
separately, are you involved with Hanover?
I am not. I don't know if they have an energy committee.
They have
Oh,
a
that's-
sustainability.
Oh, that's,
I don't-
okay. Yeah, I'm not a resident.
Okay, that's somehow the impression that you were attending Hanover stuff.
No.
No, he works in Hanover.
Marta, are you still there?
think she
I
left.
think she dropped
Yeah,
off.
thank you for great work,
Okay.
Kristen. I'm excited. All this is in motion. I
Midnight.
will say goodbye.
Marty,
Number one
ciao.
o'clock.
Ciao, ciao.
Right.